click, 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 click. Hey, what's going on? Which room do you choose? Pick one and never lose. Be in color and live forever, understanding the difference, the perception. I walk into you and you walk into me. You say what you think and I say what I think. We both get in our cars, we drive on the road, and we do what the road needs us to do. Regardless of anything, it's on the road. The Aztec freelies of 1539 and this area which they call tile or tuile, okay, in which Thule is also used for Tuile, which says tile. Okay, 1539. It is the center of the orange planet. Whatever the orange is, it's orange and it's blue. Don't ask me why. And it has to be that way. And it's not my choice. Not my choice at all. Because if I would take this place of orange and blue and bring it over to the racetrack, it would be on number 7, and number 2, and number 3 is 140 and 21. Why? 7 by 2 and 7 by 3. 7 by 2 in the 10 position would be 140. 7 by 3 in the 1 position would be 7 and 0. It would be 70. 0, 7, because you're reading it the other way. 1.9 seconds. It's the 0.9 that's the smallest. So smallest to biggest. So now I'm looking for the Aztec freelies, okay, of 1539. And in this book of the extra normal, it says, okay, Mr. Green was born, okay, and he's really religious, this Mr. Green. He was born, okay, just like you, and he had earned his passage into the spirit world. He's a basketball player, H.C. Green. You know what they say when they talk about Satan? Satan, I'm 10. Satan, I am the creation of 180 degrees from black to white, from red to black, on a green board, just like the odds inside of all the casinos that they have. They put the odds on the table, they put a green and yellow board. The Aztec freelies, watch out for Serge or Sega Leroy, S-E-G-E. That means 57, 195. This over here, this is 19, and this is 5, and this is 5, and this is 7. This is exactly where we are right now. A, E, and I. It is her. It is the. Her is the. Elle, in French, could be a corner. It could be a wing, and it comes out of designs, just like this one over here. See the way this cuts off over here? 1, 2, and 1. Because the Chevalier, Val, the Valley of IER, the birth of the electronic angel, where, ow, I hurt myself. I didn't hurt anything. I don't have to feel anything. If we go back to Asia and think that they take all these needles to feel where everything is in your body, if they would take those needles and cut off everything else in your body so you don't need to feel that much, so at least you feel a little, you know better. For the reality of the slur words. Don't say these words, don't slur these words. F off, or how about Chrysler, slur, Jesus Chrysler. Christ Mass, jumping all over the place. Mass 33, Christ. 77, 10, 10. They both say communication in Nibiru. Because that's the number. 1 to 36, 36 to 1, 37 and 37, 74. That's the Christ. You can't have anything without the four corners. Excuse me, without these four. The square. Cut it in half, you got two triangles. They're not the best triangles to have. You really want to have the reality of the triangles. You put one triangle here, and cut this page open to the end, extend it. Let's call it the Hace. The Hace. But where's the Hace hole? It's in the small triangle. That's a D. Do you ever see what the ace actually is? It's a C. It's a D. It's ADC. It's Canada, where everything goes around. The Aztec from A to Z, the Mayan in May. The egg of 39 and 15 equals to the sun. 24 equals the day of the sun is when one universe is born. I am the universe. Without me, I don't care. Take me away and it makes no difference. Without my voice that I can build and tear apart and decide on my own, there is no universe. The universe is uni and it's finite, and only you can be the end of your thought because you decide and you move unless you're held against your will. So then the universe, the reality is an empty space that's occupied in the coordinate that you're going to use and give it a number so you can find it again. Otherwise, if you weren't thinking, you wouldn't give a damn. And a dam bores up the water from the other end, leaving empty space in the sky below. Only when the trapdoor opens does the water flow down, and eventually, let's call it the extension of the Colorado River. Call, hello, ado, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, the angel that comes, the child that comes, yo, 11 cent, C-E-N-T or S-E-N-T, 7, 8, 11, 10, 9, cent. It's all a coordinate and an understanding of a position, because when we come in to do the electric, if you don't choose the right color and plug it into the right coordinate with the right numbers, it ain't going to do what it has to do, and it ain't going to be worth shit. But it's a wire, and there was a man. Don't say holy cow, because that means he jumped through the moon. The cow jumped through the moon. The bullhorns through the moon. It was a half moon. Sometimes it's a full moon. You jump through a full moon? No. You got to wait till this part comes off, and it's like this. You jump right through the moon. You be jumping over the moon. The universe lands right up here. How many moons do I have? I got this side, and I got this side. Now don't push me around, guys. Take it easy on me. Little needles poked all over us somewhere else. But it's in a hat. It's a cat in the hat. And all it does is it follows you around the same as this. You don't need any more than the extension of the reality. Don't count what makes the body live. Only count what makes the body communicate. Although it's stamped out in the heart, we need the heart for the communication. Otherwise, we need motherboard. MB, 13 and 2, 132, 66 books that were written by 40 men in the blue world that blew their horn. We are the extension of Venus, the key lock butterfly. See the 5 upside down? If I would go back up here, okay, I'd be just going back into the plug-in. You ever see the plug-in of a 110 volt? You plug it into here, it's got a D mark. Here's your D mark. You remember the 3 prongs? 2 go in here and 1 goes up here. You don't need the sides. You close the sides, they become 2 number 1s, right? Just like that, 1 and 1. Do the sides have to be round because they look round? But how are they used? Are they used opened or closed? Which way do we get a better pressure? The tie. Let's get the tie, so whatever filaments are along the side, we tie them both together. Just by the tie, you can no longer see the center. The sternum. So we did AC/DC. We talked about the Aztec Freelies of 1539, 24, and 54, 78. 7 times 8 is 56, which is 5665, and I can't even get into that right now, because that's 2 moons. The phobia moon, and the demon moon. They come into una muna. Una manapia, that's Mia. And I see two moons. They be out there, two moons. One says to do it, the other says not to do it. But I gotta decide, I got a una muna. So I put one moon in here and one moon in here. But wait, I need a triangle in here. Because how do I know any of the two are telling the truth? So I have to include mine to have two outlets and those to have two outlets. And that design in my reality would be something like that. See the levels on the other one? These are multi-level. We live between the red space. We're plugged up somehow. We're not here. We're a body that... there's got to be many ways. This is the body, but this body wasn't born with the elements it was supposed to have. We added on to whoever we are, or took away, the round cap that you can cut and just take it off, and it becomes the point. Some fact, the point could be missing. That's why our heads are flat in the back. Okay? Whatever reality you want to think. Can we use these bodies, or are their bodies being reborn somewhere else that are going to be cast out somewhere? But is this the cast? The same way as Neo Anderson, N-E-O, Enzo, and 1, all the same. 3, 4. A 3 this way, and a 4 plug-in this way. See this? How do we get that 3, 4? Here, I'll show you like this. This is a 3 and a 4. Or we're going to get... See this here? This is a 3. And this is a 4. This is the only 3, 4 we get to have. There's many ways to understand this. What the reality is this is... Let's do it this way. No, let's do it this way. This is Aleph, A, E, and I, 1, 9, and 5. This is corner over here. This is also Zion, Israel, because it's been reversed in low shu. This one over here is Earth, Venus, low shu. And this one reversed from the universal Uranus in regular numbers, but it's been reversed to low shu as Neptune. So where Neptune is now sitting with Venus, and where Nibiru would be the same numbers as Nibiru, and connecting the number system together. Otherwise now Nibiru, okay, is sitting right here, Earth, and over here Uranus, 7337 Nibiru, which equals to the 31 days in the month, the extension of the days from the Mayan month, which is 10 and 10, and which in all actuality the Mayan month is 9. They take away 11 from 31 and make it 20. But in reality, it's 9 and 9 because they have an add-on day for the link of spirit. S and E is 195, G and E. Segi. Segi Leroy. The Maztec Mayans of 1539. 3 times 8 equals to that 24. That 24 times 74 will equal 1776. And there's a whole lot that I already put with that. She's it. She or L. If you say she, instead of saying she, you can say L. But instead of saying L, say the. Because that's what it turns into. L turns into the. So if you would say le in French, it means the. Because now we're putting, instead of EL, it's LE. I want to find one more thing in here from the Aztec frieze. Yes, this is from 1971. This is from 1971. But the reality is 1 gets 9 and 7 gets 3. So this would be the cat. Again, this would be the communication, whatever it was. He tried to show himself to you, Mr. Ronald, in the form of an old friend of your grandfather's from 1971. Okay, I got this whole coded book about 5 years ago. And you cannot make progress. Eventually, this will lead to your hospitalization unless you take the next 2 words seriously. Serge, as his worldly name, is now in another nebula working on another spirit who is due to land us in a constellation Mayan near the Aztec Freelies of 1539. You can never go there because your spirit connectors are locked and at odds with them. But 7286 may allow you in, but I'm not sure anymore. We must speak with Serge, the brother of the Israelia as really as, and if you read it backwards, okay, it's Sil Re 15, and this is something to do with theater, okay? The test has come back failed, so I can no longer make it in, but 7286 is. Meaning, 5 years ago, this is when I started doing my videos, and I'm saying, what do you mean 7286? And I'm trying to figure out, I'm trying to be too exact. I says, let's bounce around. So I says, okay, anything that has to do with 72, 86, 57, 75, and all the marks, we're going to do it this way. I'm never going to be right. I'm going in a circle. Whatever the center of what I see, I go all the way around and I can't be wrong. You know why? Because one of the holes is for your judgment and your choice. So I can't be wrong. Because at any time I'm different than anybody else, that means everybody else has now corrected the whole scenario. Because it's open for correction. How our perception and understanding and our own in-depth thought of what it is and how we share it to others will actually bring out the reality to others of whether you're right or wrong. And I'm hoping to, in my reality, I want to be wrong all the time. Because if I'm wrong, I get to listen to everybody else telling me all the right things. Then I can soak up all the ideas, write it all down. Everybody can tell me I'm wrong again, but I made one step forward. And that's the only thing I need to do. So we had this extra normal book over here. And it says, I have been sent down from the sixth seed within your mind. The reason I am here is there is a problem with the spirit world. Okay? Spirit and soul. Spirit and soul. Okay? Spirit and soul. Is it a third dimension, spirit and soul, where the spirit comes down here and now it seems like the spirit is going to go away? If the spirit goes away, we lose who we are as people and become in the soul world guided by vibrations and however else they hold us without any, they'll bring in the spirit because it always has to come in, because if it doesn't come in, we lose all the numbers and they can't manipulate to the maximum the numbers in order to control the reality of what human existence can be. It wouldn't really matter because once this whole thing is cut off and you go into the ground, you go back to where you started from and you're gone from this world. But while we're here, we have to make it right. Okay, and we have to understand what's happening. Either you believe in after death or you don't. Well, guess what? You're dead, you're dead. You can start a new life. Is that what it is, life after death? Well, my reality is, you hit this hand over here, and I haven't felt really anything. I felt it over there. Oh yeah, that hurts, okay. Instantaneous. Hooked up the two systems. The brain that knows it all that should be inside of us is not here. It's been separated from us. Probably brought together with magnets. Remember I told you the cone hat that goes on our head, but it's cut off on a corner? Let me show you. I'm going to show you how it works. One. And these, right, will actually work for... This is on top of your head. Okay? You can use your legs anywhere you want. You can be looking down at this. You can put a crown on it. You can call this gimmel. But you can't go further than here, 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 here. Okay? This is your 360 life. This is the way it is. We've been separated. We've been separated in more than one area. Okay? Here's one separation. That's all you have to know. You see this? His head over here is now inside a hat. Your feet are trapped on the ground. And you have no choice. And this is the only way. Watch on all sides, all directions. There's only so much you can turn. This will turn in, this will turn up, your head will turn down. Whatever it is, this becomes the reality. 3 and 4. Instead of doing it this way, we do it this way, like this. And then we take this here, and we do this. And we take this here, and we do this. And we take this here, and we do this. Let me do it again, because it didn't work out. Let me do it again. Okay. Let me do it again. We pulled it down here, right? And then we did this, and then we did this, and then we did this. Now, what do you think it looks like? Join the club. CLUB 3332. 3332, the back door of the Christ. Do you understand? ABC, ABC. It's only C. This is first ST, it's last ST, and it's fifth TH. ST, STTH, return of the test, the SIG test, the thumbs up signal testing. We've got ham radio. Ham radio in, ham radio out. What is my reality? My reality is the belief the same as Neo Anderson. We're not actually here, and we're here, and it's so real, but it's not so real because our mind has been taken away from us. Our minds, okay? It's a control of the mind. But in the reality of this, if you want to see this reality, right? You see this reality? The reality is, it's the club that's inside the spade. But every single spade is a single teardrop. These are all made with single teardrops. Single teardrops. But the reality of the teardrop becomes the yin and the yang. The pressure, the reason they show it like this is because wherever the pressure is, it's going to move everything else. So you have the spade. And at this, if you turn it around, it becomes the heart. And when you connect two of these together, you end up with the diamond on this side and inside of the heart. The diamond with the club and the spade inside of the heart, which turns it back into a spade again. Therefore, in all reality, does the heart exist, but only with inside the diamond. You see the owl that now came up and over here? I didn't really know where I was going to go. February, this is 21 minutes. Do I do this or do I not? You see, when I'm on a roll, I like to stay here because eventually I know I'll slow down and go for hours and say February 2nd, 1987. If I get the day right, it was Groundhog Day. It was the 33rd day of the year. The reflection of that day is November 29th. It's also 28 going into 29. 28 and 29 equals to 57. 28 and 29 equals to 57. They're both black. They both connect on the roulette wheel. They also connect with number 31 and number 26. 28 and 26. Have you ever heard of TZOLDIX, okay, or C? Tolzik, these are the numbers. This is the number of the connecting sun. But the only difference is number 27 between 26 and 28. And that's exactly the way Magic Square works. Magic Square, okay? I still have problems with it. I mean, it's pretty simple. But the first number, if you choose number 51, your first number will be 31. Your bottom number will be 32. Your B number on the right will be 33. And your bottom number will be 30. Right. 31 makes 32 and 33, and 30 makes 31. Right. Plus 2 minus 1. 12 top right. Bottom right is the 9. And blah, 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 blah. So you get this. So now, okay, we connect to the moon. So Groundhog Day from 6 weeks is actually telling us about the black moon, okay, in November, okay, in which can also be reflected back to where we now count instead of starting January on the 1st, you start after December, right? You start December is December 1st, and once December 1st ends, then you go to January 31st, and you go to January 1st, and you start February 29th or 28th. That way, putting all the numbers backwards, because forward or backwards? We didn't talk about the darts. So let me get back to February. So the 333 days from February, okay, and 33 days to February from January is 366, which is the Groundhog Day reflection of something of 6 weeks of the moon, 6 weeks winter or summer, 6 weeks of the moon cycle will be 120 and 48 is 168. 168 hours means 1 week instead of 4. So a moon cycle, what we say, it's 1 week. We get the moon cycle in 4 weeks. 4 by 7 equals to the 28. 4 by 7 equals to the relativity of the understanding of how we linked 1776 gold. And Einstein and Neptune and Uranus and Pluto and EIO, because EIO is 59 minutes and 59 seconds on a 60-second, 60-minute clock. Ho, ho, ho. Anything that is 0 is 10. So the minute you put the O at the end of E-I-E-I-O, it takes all the 59s and 59s and brings them to the full 10. The last thing, I'm probably going to say this a lot more. Say who, W-H-O. Where am I going? Let's not even do this. Let's not even do this, okay? This is Adonai. Or it can also say, I'm a Jedi. D is A-D. Haiti. In Haiti. What will go on in Haiti? Anyways, I went all over the place, but am I happy with this video? Nah. I don't feel I said very much at all. I said Groundhog Day in 6 weeks and how we connect this way and that way. And the reality is if we just took out 66 days a year, 33 days and 33 days from both sides, we actually have 300 days and then 12 days for the connection of alpha, beta, 1 and 2, 12, 21. So we take 12 more days out, we get 288 days. They take the 288 days, but we don't have 360 degrees. So you multiply that by 1.25 because to come and to go from the Mayans of the triangle, 5 times 5 times 5 is 125, which brings us to May 5th. And May 5th, from actually February 3rd, which would be the first day, would be 25, and March would be 31, would be 56, 66, 76, 86. It'd be 91 days would be the exact number of the Spirit. It would be May 5th, 91 days. Instead of it making April 1st, 91 days in a leap year, it becomes the 31st day of March. Okay, so we'd have 300, 288. 288 times 1.25 or 1.25 days, which is 30 hours, which is the 30 hours, not talking about fractal time, at the end of the year, that when the last moon passes, 13 times 28 days equal 364 days, which is 4 times 91, which is 13 times 7 and 52 cards in the deck. Okay, which is 352 times 7 is 364, or the 13 moons equals to another 1.25 days that's left over, or 555 of the Mayan calendar, which ends up to the 91st day after Groundhog's Day that happened on May 7th with Bill Murray at the theater, when every day just kept repeating the same thing until he got it right. So we lived in this world until we got it right. So that's 288 times 1.25. Equals to 366. But 288 equals to 144 and 144. 6 days of 24 hours and 1 day to God. 168, which is on the back of most cell phones where the battery goes. 144 and 144. 288. Mayans will run 6 days and 1 day and 3 days of their 10-day schedule, where the 1 day goes for the extra point on the field goal of finishing the first week, and the 3 days for the extra point and the field goal for the next, bringing it 613, 613, bringing it to 12, 2, and 6 days. 12, 2, and 6. Which is the reality of the 20-day Mayan schedule, but played in 6 days and played in 1 day and played in 3 days, and which is the same 1613 laws of Moses, of 365 of one sort of laws and 248 of the other side of laws, which actually is just saying space of the cycle of 6 and 9. The auger goes down, the auger looks like it's going up. It's got to come up to come down, right? So the Mayan get these 20 days. So they get these 20 days. Now we said 288 now that we were talking about in days because of Groundhog's Day from the beginning and the end, and the 33 days from the beginning and the end is 66 to 366 days, which is not 359 days, because then we've been back to creation of E-I-E-I-O. 359 is 3 by 5, 555 is 125, or 9 by 9 is 81, or 273. And we're back to Nigeria. We've got wings to fly. 2 times 73, which is Zion, Israel, 3 and 7 across in position 4 and 6, or in the regular numbers where 3 is next to 2 and above 6, and where 7 is below 4 and next to 8. 4 and 8, and we got 7 in the corner, 4 and 8, that's our 248. Makes the cap, makes the cap a jack, or and the reason it does this and it doesn't goes down, because this is my area. My area ends, this area starts. So you can't go from here down and in because I'm in my area. So it's got to go this way saying I come from the other area. So we have the 20 days of the Mayan right now. Thing is, we're going to have to correct that and go on to something else right now. So now we have the 360 degrees because the 1.25 times 288 gave me 360. We were talking 20 days of the Mayan schedule times 18 months is 360. So we're back. We need another 360. So we got that 1.25 of the Mayans. And we have the 555 is 125 or 1.25 multiplied by 5 one more time equals 6.25 times 4 is 25. Or times 41, which equals 25,625, which does not have the number 3 and 4 inside of it. And the reality is 5 times 5 times 5 times 5 has no 3 and 4. And 4 times 4 times 4 and 4 is 256. 2 parts of your mind equals 512 MB. And that has no 4 and 5, 30, 33 down on the clock. So we take the 360 degrees, the 1.25 multiplied by the 288, where we got from 366 minus 33 days to begin and end the year because of the groundhog day that's connected to the moon. We get the 300 days, we take away 1 and 2 for the father and the mother, the link connection, and now we're the link connection that we play with. So we don't need it because that's our life. 1 times 2, 1 plus 2 equals 5, and that's the only way we fly spiritually, and we don't need it because we speak it, we say it, we think it, we move it, we are it. We are the system, we are the thought. Without our thought, without our mind, there is no universe, we do not exist. There is no groundhog day, there is no end, there is no beginning, there isn't anything because I'm not here to say a thing at all. So now we're down to 360 degrees times 72. 72 times 5 degrees is 360 degrees. So 72 times 360 degrees equals to 25,920, which is the long Mayan count of the Aztec freelies of 1539, which is the reality of bringing in the new sun and splitting us from the system, owning us, basically. So that is how we got to the Mayan numbers of that count. And the reality to understand on a dice is, and doesn't matter, we're going to hold a dice like this. It would be like a dreidel. The top would be cut off. We would just spin it and see what side our luck falls on. It wouldn't fall on the point, which would be our feet, right? Because it's our feet that spins. It would fall somewhere on our ass. So take away our head, take away our ass, take away our feet, and let's live with the 4 sides of the dreidel. 1, everybody knows, does not reflect inside of 6. This is the only 7 on the dice. So there are 2 7s on this dice, and there are 4 5s. 5, 7, 7, 5. 57, 75. If you take 1776 and go 6, 7, 7, 1. 6, 7, 7, 1, 1776. 1 and 6 is 7. 7 and 7 is 14. AD, 1 and 4 is 5. 7 and 7 is 14. AD, 1 and 4 is 5. 6 and 1 is 7. 7, 5, 5, 7. Now put them on the inside. 5, 7, 7, 5. You have the same number. Now reality speaks that all zeros equal 6. 5 and 5 is 10. 0 equals 6 is 16. Bring me the light. 1 and 6 is 7. So 5, 7, 7, 5 is actually 7, 0. Or 0, 7, 7, 7, 0. Because of the reality that 0 is 7 is 70, because we got the 7 by 1, 0, which is 1 plus 6, or 16. Speak it and add it the way you wish. As 16, it gives you the light to the back door. 16 in, 16 out equals to 32. Plus 14 in the center equals to 46. Zion, Israel, a wing. And we are going to end this on 3333. Thank you for watching this video.